Hello friends! Welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be talking about a task list that I'm currently using in my planner called the Alastair Method, which is also known as the Running Weekly. I'll go over some of the ideas behind this list and I'll also show you how I'm specifically using it in my dashboard layout. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump in. To begin, I'm going to go over a type of task notation used by many bullet journalers known as rapid logging. This form of logging is a way for you to quickly write down and track your tasks in an efficient way. So the first thing you want to do is add a bullet next to each task in your list. You'll use that bullet to quickly identify the stages that the task is in throughout your process. So once you've actually started a task, you would draw a diagonal line through the bullet to denote that the task is in progress. Then once it is finished, you will exit out to mark that the task is complete. A couple of other options that you have are migrated, and this is when the task itself does not get done on the day or the week you have assigned, so you move it to the next day or week. You note this forward movement with the chevron or arrow pointing right. And then sometimes you know there is a task that is not going to be able to be completed in the near future, but you don't want to forget about it. That is when you do a back or left pointing arrow denoting that you have it scheduled on another calendar or list. This is the very bare minimum symbology you need to know to do rapid logging. Just a quick, at a glance way for you to easily identify the progression of the tasks on your to-do list. So the next part of this process goes over the setup of the Alastair Method Running Weekly. Many bullet journalers set up their weekly layouts much like a planner, with the days of the week holding the tasks that should occur on each day. But this is not all that efficient, especially if you have to-do items that don't have a specific time frame with which they must be done. That is where the beauty of the Alastair Method comes in. Originally, the Alastair Method was used to help condense the future log, an annual overview page within a bullet journal. It provided a way to list different events as they came up, in any order, and catalog them by the month that they were to occur. This was then translated into a weekly layout form where instead of months, you use days, providing a more efficient way to track tasks without a specific day assigned to them. Usually for this method, bullet journal spreads are set up with the days of the week on one page and the task list on the other. This allows you to schedule things on any day and not worry about having to migrate the task from day to day to day, which can get kind of cumbersome. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and make a short task list to show you how you might use this method. I'll set up the left side with the days of the week, and then on the right side, the tasks that I would like to complete. And I'm just going to use a simple layout here just to show you how this would work. The way that this would work would be for you to take your bullet and put it on the day you think you'll be able to get that task done. So for cleaning the bath, I'm going to go ahead and put this bullet here next to it under Sunday. And let's say we want to read chapter 2 on Tuesday. Schedule that for Tuesday. Call the client on Monday. Film the video on Wednesday. Maybe get your groceries on Friday. And paint the bath after you clean it on Sunday. And so you can have a running list of tasks as they come in any specific order, and you can assign what day they go to just by using this Alastair method and rapid logging. So now we're just going to focus in a little bit here, and I'm going to place it next to the rapid logging key just for your reference. Okay, say you get to Monday, and you plan to call a client, but it just didn't work out. That was the only task you had for Monday, so you just go ahead and move it into Tuesday. And if you can get it done on Tuesday, that'd be great. Now it is Tuesday, and you need to read chapter 2, so you get started on it, but didn't finish. Now you want to go ahead and put a diagonal line through the bullet to denote that you started it but have not yet completed it. Once you have it like that, then you can also say, well, maybe I'm going to do it on Thursday and finish that chapter up, because I won't have time on Wednesday once I'm filming. You can also mirror that here. That way, you always have a quick view of where you are with the tasks, and you can kind of go back and forth. And that's what this column here is for. So that's Tuesday, and say you do get to call the client today. Go ahead and cross that off just like that. And you can also cross it off here so you know that the task is complete. And for Wednesday, you're supposed to film a video, so you do, and cross that off. Now you're into Thursday, and you were able to finish your reading. Actually, it was already started, so it should have been crossed off like this. And you were able to finish that task, so go ahead and cross that off as well. And I almost forgot to cross this guy off here. Okay, so you're on to Friday, and Friday actually goes as planned. So you go and get the groceries, and we'll just cross that off. Each day, you'll just look down the list to figure out what you have to do on that day. And let's say you finally get to cleaning the bath, and it's not going to happen, so you push it forward to the next day, which is actually into the next week. Add that migrated arrow so you know that you have moved it into next week. Now, since you have to have the bathroom clean before you paint it, you also need to reschedule this. But say you have some other things you need to do before it can actually happen. Maybe like buying the paint or getting some supplies. So you know it's not going to happen next week either. You could schedule that for maybe the following week after the bathroom is all cleaned and put that into the future log type spread, such as a perpetual calendar or a monthly spread. So that would be how this would work in the Alastair Method Running Weekly. Now, this is one type of notation. There's also another type of notation that I've seen that I'll show you real quick in case you like things to look a little bit cleaner. I think that the look of this one is a little bit cleaner than I'm going to show you. I'm just going to quickly set this up in a very similar way as the one on the top with the same tasks. Now for this style of rapid logging, you would use the same thing with the bullet points while you were scheduling out your tasks. So again, on Sunday, you're cleaning the bath, read the chapter, say, on Tuesday, call the client on Monday, film something on Wednesday, get groceries on Friday, and paint the bath on Sunday. However, the way that this would work is that you would go down to Monday and, oh yes, I'm supposed to call the client. And you know it just didn't happen, so you pushed it to Tuesday. And Tuesday is the day you know you're going to make it happen, so what you would do is this. Draw this line here, and then do all of your rapid logging notation here on this inner column. So you'd have it like that. And say yes on Wednesday, you filmed your video, and got your groceries on Friday. That's how that would look. And painting your bath, you would just put it here because you know that it did not happen. Same with the cleaning of the bath. You migrate it forward. And then for the one that was started and not finished until Thursday, draw the diagonal line through the bullet here, and then a line connecting them to the task bullet. And then when Thursday happens and you finish it, you would cross it off like that. So this is a little cleaner look as far as sticking with just the dots, but really just another option in the same kind of way. I wanted to show you those two options because in my planner I did a kind of mix of the two, and I wanted you to be familiar with the different styles. So here is the week that I'm currently in March, and I'm using a dashboard layout from my Etsy shop. It is very similar to the Happy Planner dashboard layout, except for I have built out just a dot grid area at the bottom on the left for you to customize however you see fit. This layout was perfect to try out this style of planning because it is set up very similar to the Alastair Method Running Weekly, where you have your tasks on one side and all of your day-specific space on the opposite side of the spread. That works really great with the dashboard because of all the days being condensed down onto one page. And you have this dashboard area for any other tasks that you need to focus on. The way I have it designed in my shop, I've given you about a half a page of dot grid, which makes this perfect for list making and trying out this method. There is just a lot less space on this side of the page design. Another option would be to actually add your own dot grid or graph paper so you can easily cover one side of the dashboard if you wanted to try this method out for a week or two and use the entire page for the Alastair Method Weekly task list. So that's an option if you have a Happy Planner dashboard layout and want to try this out. Maybe for a week do this and see if it works well for you. So I've already set up my task list for this week, and basically I did just exactly how I explained in the previous example. I listed out all the tasks that I knew I needed to get done for this week. I have a place here where I'll have the working denotation for each task, and then I've scheduled them out on the days that I think I'm going to get them done or need to do them. So that's how I'm doing it. And then when I actually need to start my day, so today being Monday, I would say, okay, I need to film and voice a video today. I also need to create some graphics, and I need to order some samples. Those are my 3 tasks for the day, and that's what I'll be working towards to get done. If by chance one of these things doesn't happen, instead of having to write it again onto the next day, with this system, I can easily just put another bullet there onto Tuesday or push it forward until I can actually get to it, if that's the case. That is the beauty of this method, and like I said, this is kind of like a first setup before I've actually done any logging in it, just my scheduled out Alastair Method Running Weekly. And here was last week. Last week was a little bit rougher looking, as you can see. This was my very first week trying out this method, and I set it up very similar. I used a highlighter to kind of differentiate the days from each other and did set it up very similar to what I just showed you on the previous spread, except for I did a sort of hybrid of the 2 styles, the one where you put the line across to the task and also where you mark it here on the day and here next to the task, so it's kind of a mix of those 2. That is why I showed you both. I think I'm going to do one or the other this week. I haven't quite decided which one works best for me yet. I do kind of like having the lines go across to the tasks. Makes it a lot easier to see where things are and kind of keep track of what day I'm supposed to be doing the task. A little easier to track, so maybe I might be doing the second version this week. Make it a little less messy. But this has been great. It frees up the whole other side of the layout for things that are date specific and makes it a lot easier to put down daily events and appointments in a smaller space. I never really liked the dashboard for that reason, because of the constriction on the daily space, but with the ability to only limit this side to things that were happening on the day, it doesn't need to have as much room to keep track of the tasks that I need to do as well. And this saves me so much time. It makes things so much more efficient because I don't have to keep writing things that I didn't get to from one day to the next, push to the next. I can just use this area much more efficiently, just using a simple bullet notation to know where I am in the process and kind of keep that going. So I'm excited about this new style of planning. I think it's going to be a very effective way for me to plan in my planner. I'm not 100% sure I'm in love with the dashboard layout, even though it does give me this awesome ability. I might try to look into other ways of adding this running task list to other styles of layouts, but for now this was the perfect match to try things out and see if this worked for me. It has this nice large dot grid area already built in, which was perfect. It gives you plenty of room still for decor, and as you can see, I like to have a pretty planner. But it also needs to be functional. And this is a nice way to keep things even more efficient and more productive for me while not limiting my ability to have stickers and other fun things that are just nice to look at. That's pretty much it, you guys. I'm still kind of figuring out this process for myself, but hopefully I did a good job of explaining the reasoning behind it and why I think it's a very valuable way to plan and keep your planner more productive. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up down below, and go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!